Tealbosi has several animation features to bring to life the media you incorporate into scenes. Let's learn a little about it in this video. So far, we've seen the inclusion of instances of a picture in 2 keyframes of our scene. Check out the Start Test button at the bottom of the screen to begin a display of our content. Click it and you'll see your first test. Nothing too exciting. The images seem to be static on the screen, and that's all. What's actually happening is that Tealbosi is transitioning properties like size and position from one keyframe to another. But since the instances are the same in both, nothing seems to be happening. Let's slightly change the size and position of our instances in one of the keyframes and test again. Now we can see the principle of property transition animation that Tealbosi uses. When Tealbosi encounters the same instance in the next displayed keyframe, it interpolates the transition of its properties, generating the animation. And how does it identify that it's the same instance? The answer lies in the name. Tealbosi considers instances with the same name to be the same. Let's test this by changing the name of one of the instances in one of the keyframes and running our test again. Notice that now, instead of the small instance having its properties interpolated, it is constantly destroyed and recreated. What we see here is Tealbosi creating new instances on playback with each keyframe change. Also note that when destroyed, the instance is pulled to the center of the screen, the point from which the new instance is always created. This is the default behavior in Tealbosi, but it can be adjusted to your needs. In the left movie menu, click the Properties button and access the Animation and Interaction tab. Here, you'll find some animation settings. The first is the time Tealbosi should take to make the transitions. The second is the point at which destroyed instances go and new ones are created. Let's choose Alpha so that instead of moving, they only receive an opacity animation. Finally, you can also set the algorithm used for the transitions. By default, Tealbosi uses linear interpolation, but we can experiment with other methods, such as bounce.easyout. Remember to click the Save Animation and Interaction Settings button to register your changes. Now let's do another test. Notice that the removal and creation of instances now only happens with a change in transparency. Also, check out the difference in the interpolation algorithm, which is quite clear in the movement of the big instance. These were the first steps in understanding how Tealbosi handles animation. The behavior you saw between keyframes also occurs when a new scene is loaded, following the same rules. Instances with the same name have their properties interpolated, while others are destroyed or created.